State Legislature. Very important for the life of our country and the life of our people. The 30th anniversary of the Constitution equally, demonstrate the road traveled since the 1994 democratic breakthrough till now. And the celebration by the legislature will be underscoring what is it that as a nation, as a country, we have achieved in the process of building a new nation and a new society, right from the belly of the former apartheid government. 30 years is a very important and strategic milestone. Anything and everything that this country have gone through and has achieved, and it is confronting. It is as a result of this document, which carries huge responsibilities beyond being a paper and a pen. It embodies the struggle as evolved by our people to resolve the socio-economic problems facing us as a nation and us as a country. So we have invited you so that we can, through you, communicate to the people of the Free State about this important program, which we will be undertaking on the 18th of July. A nice coincidence. Birthday of Ntate Mandela, the father of our nation, first president of our country, democratic country, to celebrate as well the 67 minutes as dictated by the day of the celebration of his birthday. Now, we have seen it to be very important that it is quite a very nice gel to celebrate the Constitution during the time when we are observing the 67 minutes of honoring the legacy of Ntate Mandela. So members of the media, thank you very much. You are welcome. Our program is going to be very short or long, depending on how the extent to which you want to engage us. I am accompanied by the Speaker of the Legislature, that the Honorable Mxolisi Dukwana, as well as the Secretariat of the Legislature, led by the the Deputy Secretary, Ntati Mabalan, and other colleagues who are joining us at this media briefing. So feel free to interact, to engage us. I will be calling to the stage the speaker to speak to us about the celebration on Saturday, the content and everything else. And immediately after that, we will then open for interaction, where you would need more clarity, where you will also make inputs towards this program of our country and our people. Thank you very much. Once again, good afternoon, and you are welcome. Tati Dukwana.
Thank you, Chair of Chairs, and good morning to all of you. Today is the institution that is tasked with the process of democracy in South Africa, especially in the province of the Free State, the legislature. We are today announcing the celebration of the 30th since the adoption of the Constitution of South Africa. The most important part here is also to have an understanding of our history, where we're coming from, because we tend to take things for granted. The Constitution came in as a result of intense negotiations that started way after the unbanning of the political parties and the release of political prisoners that led to an interim constitution in 1993 that established a government of national unity. And for 2 years, it sat and worked towards the construction of this document, the freedom, not the Freedom Charter, but the Constitution, whose tenants also were informed by the Freedom Charter. The most important thing for us in the Free State is to take through the journey that led finally to this Constitution. But allow me to indicate that the South African society that has been ravaged by serious divisions along racial lines, and made sure that a very unequal society is created. Well, in 1910, when the Union of South Africa was established, that excluded the majority of the people of South Africa. The then leaders who felt that this exclusion was not going to help build a better South Africa. And they protested, and in their protest, they held a meeting in 1912 here in Bloemfontein at Vryhoek Wesleyan Church. That meeting was their way of establishing a parliament of the people that was a clear line of demonstrating that they were not happy. And that was later to be known as the ANC. But what is very important is the role played by Vryhoek, and that is something that we would want to make sure that all of us understand. That Vryhoek is where the seed was put. The seed that said we can't have a country that is not united, a country where the people of the country are not represented, and called for a united South Africa. And they came out with the program that they rolled out that led to the adoption of the Freedom Charter, which was the expression of the people of South Africa from all walks of life, rich, poor, white, black, colored, you name it. And the expression was finally put into the Constitution, especially the Bill of Rights, which was certified by the Constitutional Court in September. And that was then that the president of the country signed it into law in December. You remember that the Parliament adopted it in May. It went through the processes, and in December, it was signed into law and becoming effective in February 1997. So that's the history, the journey that we traveled. Today, we are launching a program of celebrating that journey. And along the journey, lessons learned, experiences acquired, lived realities of the people, not just a document that we're talking to as the Constitution. Wynberg further went on to play a critical role in the struggle, especially of women. When in 1913, women met here in Wynberg in Bloemfontein and expressed in no certain terms that they were not prepared to be treated the way they were treated, expected to have passes for them to travel outside their homes. So Wynberg plays a very important part, and that is why we have chosen that for the historic celebration of the 30th would be held on the 18th of July at the Wynberg Wesleyan Church. And we are bringing in this alignment of the celebration of the 30th anniversary of the adoption of the Constitution with a celebration that we have come to know throughout the world that this is Mandela Day, the birth date of our first president, Nelson Mandela. So we are bringing them together to remind our people and to remind ourselves that the sacrifices of many people have brought us where we are. That it was not in vain for many people who sacrificed with their lives for us to have the country that we have. But it's also to remind ourselves that we need to work hard to be selfless in building a better country. A country where our children will feel safe. Our creative minds will believe that there is hope for them to become the best versions of themselves. Not a country where the youth feel hopeless and believe that there is no place for them in our democracy. So we would want to walk this journey with you in educating ourselves and in reminding ourselves who we are as a people, as South Africans. We are bigger than the challenges that we are facing. We are better than the small issues that we can deal with, and the bigger challenges that we are facing as a people and as a country. But working together, we can build a beautiful country. A country where all of us can realize our full potential, where opportunities are for everyone. So we are marking this with a number of activities. So re batla hore re khutlele botho, re khutlele ho bo rona, re tsebe re bo mang, so that ha re shebe fela ka o tlina ka ntle ka hare re le fail. Ka hare re le batho ba tjotjo, re le batho ba sa kgathaleng, ka hare ha re fumane mosebetsi re sa kgone ho sebeletsa setjhaba. So we here hore ho lona from Vaihoek mo statileng teng ho fitlela mona. Vaihoek ena e represente rona mo o leng teng as an individual. That journey ya how ya development ya growth o e kopanya le ba bang o hopola hore I am because you are. O hopola botho bo tlameileng be bo re kganna hohle mo re leng teng. Ke lona lebaka leo le re entseng hore re be mona tsatsi la kajeno o le tsebisa ka hore Mandela Day ena re celebrate re tla ke rona ka Saterdag re mane Ipaimiseng Child and Youth Care Center o seng me re tloe re Wesley Museum Church mo Vaihoek mo re tla ketekang lo launcha program ya rona. Me program ya rona ha eno fela mono. Program ya rona e starta hantle ka 9:30. Me ila fella kwana ka bothu. Empa he e re ke le tsebise hore hape program ya rona la mona re launcha ka di 18 ka against July le Augustus re tabe re rola out mangaung le lejwe le putswa ka September Augustus September re tabe re le thamo mofutsanyana ebile re kopantshitse lo keteka kgwedi ena ya bomme. Ka September October mono re tabe re le fezile dabi re kopanya le program ya schools program peak ntse re bolela dipale tsa rona bane ha ona ntho e feta storytelling. Ka November re tabe re le Garipi re honora batho ba phelang le boko with disability le 16 days khatlano le GBV. Me ha ino fela ka December obane constitution ya rona ele a qala o sebetsa ka di 4 tsa February ka 1997. Me re tla fedisa he program ya rona hantle re kwale ka lona le tsatsi leno la February. But to begin to walk this journey as we celebrate this constitution, making it a document that is alive, a document that actually helps all of us realize our full potential and become the best versions of ourselves, especially for the young people. Rekeke rabale naha entle, rabale South Africa e tswetseng pele ha batjha ba rona ba ntse ba fila ka tsela ba filang ka teng. So ke a le invite kaofela hore a re ke re tsweng letsholo re ke re etse ntho ena kaofela ya rona se ka nagana fela ke ntho ya batho ba kgethuweng ke ntho ya rona kaofela gore re sebeletse go ba le South Africa entle ke a le leboga ka go tla ga lona mme haholo lona batho ba media jening ena kaofela seng ena fela tsona kaofela leetong lena la rona jwalo ka institution ena re batla go tsamaya mmogo le lona mme re batla gore re se ra nka dintho for granted re le institution le mo re leng phoso teng le se la fela pelo gore bontsha diphoso tseo lona le tshwana le seipone you know le tshwana le seipone le se beya pela rona gore a ke le itšhebeng le ke le itekole le se la tswa tseleng mme re a leboga ke gona gobane ba bang ba lona le bapala karolo ya lona le sa tšhetše e se gore le batla go exposa empa le batla gore a ke le etseng ka mokgwa le tshepisitseng ka teng ka nako tsohle mme re a leboga ke mosebetsi wa lona.
Thank and welcome the address by the head of this important institution in the life of the people of the Free State. And that's why it will be the legislature that leads the celebrations of the Constitution, because laws are made by Parliament and we represent Parliament in the province. But not only that, the legislature also undertakes the work of oversight over the executive responsible for providing services to our people. Let's welcome the explanation by the Speaker about the importance of our Constitution as it embodies the totality of the lives of our people and our country and our nation. It deals with everything about the right to exist of the people, the right to be served by their government, the right to be provided with security, all the rights you can think about. Let's welcome that explanation from the Speaker. I am now calling upon the members of the media to engage the presentation by the Honorable Speaker of the Free State Legislature. Any question, any comment is and will be welcome. You might have heard that this is not an elitist program. The Speaker is taking the legislature in the province to the people in celebrating their product. The Constitution is a product of the people. Without them, there is no country, there's no Constitution. And without the Constitution, there's no nation, there's no country.
Kitabela presentation or the program from the point of view, for once I feel we are celebrating the national events or occurrences from our provincial point of view, which is something that I feel we've been missing a lot, all the celebrations that we've been doing. There's a lot of history that came from our province, and it's getting lost because it's not been told. And I hope this one of celebrating the Constitution together with Mandela Day from the point of view of where the Free State contributed won't be the last one. Taking into consideration or cognizance the fact, like, even in the history of June 16, there's contribution that our young people then, which might not even be 76, the years after 76, we lost Bo Papi Makotoko, we lost Bo Moses Kaibe. Those names are fading because every June 16 for the past 30 years has been celebrating the Soweto uprising only. So we need to incorporate our provincial contribution towards the event, the struggle, or the day that is being celebrated. I really welcome it from that point of view. Thank you.
Sitting with the questions that as much as we are to celebrate 30 years of this constitution and our democracy being so small, still growing, the issue of the land that to date we have only 25% of the land that is owned by mere blacks or South Africans. The entire 72% still in the hands of the whites. That also affects the economy where we are today. And as we are to go out there and celebrate, exactly what are we celebrating when we are still going through the hardships that we are facing, the rough unemployment that is out there, youth being so demoralized, the economy, only 39% that is listed, companies that are listed. When you look at the poverty where it is, I really want to understand that if we were to say we are to celebrate, which point can we really say 30 years down the line, we have reached this? Thank you.
Firstly, it's important to mention that our constitution is probably amongst the most progressive and inclusive in the world, but there seems to be a disconnect in the provisions of the constitution and its application, especially with regards to service delivery in our municipalities. There seems to be a huge struggle. Can you, as the province, speak to how you are planning to address these challenges? Because I think a lot of our citizens' most basic rights are being overlooked. Thank you.
Go on the stage, you can then attend to all the questions. I am moving from an assumption that things are clearer, whilst appreciating those comments and questions. But what is important for us is that the media is very clear about what is it that we are going to do moving forward. If you allow me, I'm going to call the speaker to come and engage your comments and your questions. Thank you.
There's a lot that we need to appreciate. We have not achieved much, but there's a lot. Honestly, there's a lot that we need to appreciate. For you to realize whatever you want to realize in life, you are not going to get there at once. But along the way, you sit down and celebrate little victories that you are making. And that propels you to your end goal. We are not going to reach the end goal anytime soon, anywhere in the world. But we need, along the way as we move, to celebrate. For instance, we might not have reached all the students, all the young ones that we needed to educate. We have young people, learners who would have dropped out of school because their parents could not afford to pay school fees. But there are no-fee schools here in the country to make sure that our kids can get an opportunity in life. It's not enough, but it's worth being celebrated, propelling us to do more. There are people who own land because of this constitution. There are people who are farmers because of this constitution. There are people whose land that was taken away from them was returned to them because of this constitution. But of course, there are many who were given an opportunity and because of human greed and carelessness ended up I mean, ona le batho ba tsebang lwena ba le ba fumana di claims tsa bona as group of people, and then ba fumana a farm that was working, but because we did not do what we needed to do, ao be batho ba na le maikemisetso a sa tshwaneng hobane ba kopantshitswe fela ke claim ya bona ba yentse. And then fa land ya bona ba bangata ba qeteletse ba di khutisitse ba di rekisitse. So there is a lot that went wrong, that along the way it's been fixed and corrected. But as I say, anything anywhere starts with a good mind and positive mindset. There is a lot that we are able today. Ono sena motho ana ga ema aba bolela ba bua jwalo ka ba bua social media ka ba etapele without them being arrested and being prosecuted. No, you are free, you say whatever ele batlang ho etsa, and you don't see that as a milestone to be celebrated. It is worth being celebrated. There are challenges. We never had batho ba khona hore re ka ipulela di media houses se ra khona ho etsa ga etsa dintho tse. There are challenges in terms of support, but they are worth being celebrated. So there's a lot that we can celebrate, but there's still a lot that needs to be corrected. One of the things that needs to be corrected is human greed, human selfishness. If re ka dila ra khona re le setjhaba, some of the challenges that we are facing as a people could have been dealt with long time ago. But ka baka la bothata bona bo sa bo facing head on, General Matat, Agate Mohlala, Kaufela Harona, we are up in arms. Retabere Blela, Babambalona, Mabahambe, Babamba wedding to Zena Gaufe. But at the heart, Antwina, Renale Milao, Renale Ba to Babe, Jing, wait, when it about Milao, you are petal. But Gabagalan Nyana that we overlook, people stand, Baba Yeza, Betele culture. It's a little while of born. Unaleba to Bata Milio Hukata, Madibu Arona. Unalemilao, 18 yaore, Otamilo is a Juan or Tofumane, Asala Mufumane, Ubagamona Gana Gwenya. Lemila Wanota Milo Lukise, Hare La De, Hare Sebedis. Because Batubarona, Batetele, Baseba, Quintre, Yokodu Oyena, Capo, Yokodumo Dumoyena, Yaubata la Pelolemo, Osie Baba. Because we overlooked so many things. They didn't okay, Sheba Rengenago. How Sheba Omaranga Commission Honajwali. Otlabona or in trading of fella, the heart of it, give failure. Yahweh that didn't talk at the lot of Meloy, take a thing, a baby great, a hole, Erin and Leon. Mapilo banana babangata, Abula Wonajwale, Kionantri. bang ba batho ha ba fumane di-position ba fumane mesebetsi ke di-tender ke di-position hohle mona ba di sebedisa dintho tsena kaofela ho destroya batho ba bang. So ntho tsena kaofela ke chain, but at the heart ya teng ke botho. We don't care about the community. We don't care about building a society. We are so obsessed with elevating ourselves. Obonana o tla phela as an island. And that is the problem in South Africa. Hare batho ba jwalo ke ka o tla utlwa le Basotho ba bolella ba tare matlo o tshama bapi. Ba tseba batho ba rona hore ha o sa hlokomele ka mona e tla ba affected. As a result, ba tseba hore ngwana o hodiswa ke village. Marona jwale ntho tse kaofela dile. I'm just saying who we are. We need to go back as we make decisions to who we are as a people. We are a caring society. But greed has made us animals. So that cannot actually be retibela or celebrate. In fact, it should encourage us or celebrate more and more so that re hararuna mona batho ba bangata ba lokile ba keke ba hlolwa ke batho ba bikinyana ba sa loka. There are many people who want to see all of us doing well as a country. But baba biginyana ba ipuleletse ngore bona ba ta terrorize a society ya rona. Ba succeed because the good people are silent. Le hotle mo re phelang teng, the criminals they are succeed because ba tseba hore rona batho ba ikobela molao re biginyana. In terms of stand up, let me mind my business. Bona ba mind the business ya bona ba sebetsa ka kulwana leno ba tswelle pele ka wa achieve tse ba di etsa ba kenye terror ka haro rona. We can't live in fear. When our constitution is local, we can't live under the burden ya batho ba na le greed. When our constitution is refa monyetla wa build a country that is better. So ke rona kaofela ke nnete na ntho tse ngata tse etsahalang. But as you saying that the celebration ya rona re na le history. Re ke ra baleela ntho ena ona le batho ba batlang hore ka re history startile ka 1994 ntho ena e tswa hole e startile hole. Mo re tamileng re ke re khutle re mare ke o kae mo re la ba le mistepete. Jwale e ka ba ha ke hantle ke tabe ke fositse le nna ha ke sa le jwetse hore ntho e nngwe le engwe le tse ntle tse tlamelo e etsahala di hloka fela a proper mindset. Ya rona mindset o hona jwale re santsane re ithoka as a nation ibe that consciousness ka hara rona re khalmelang hore ha o le mona o fumane setulo se o se fumane sa ha o go sebeletsa setjhaba ha o le mona o fumane mosebetsi hohle mo leng teng. Question o tshwantse o ipotse ke hore se ke se etsang se thusa jwang ho rona o realize what we want to realize as a people. Bo masipala ba rona a holo province ya rona ba na le di challenges tse ngata. And the challenges tsena di tliswa ke hore ha rona ka bo rona re sa tsebe seo re batlang ho se fitlhella. O tsamaya, you know, you can walk o bontso etsa ntho ya rona ya hore re ta etsa dintho molao re phetise be re sena plan ya nako e telele ho kotsi. Problem ya rona province ya rona holo fela hohle mo re lanteng a rena plan ya nako e telele. re plana jwalo ka wena ha o qala o fumana mogolo ha ona plan ya kgolo e telele la go telele o plana fela hore ena ke e sebedisa e fele o bo to phela hape o ha o khotse ka di 15 jwalo ka ba khotseng ka di 15 o tla ba re o sane a ba re mathata ka mangata tšhelete ka ofela e sebedise e fedile hobane hana plan ha o na le plan o tlo tseba hore o tlamehile o limite ka o etse ka o tlo tseba o fitlhela dintho tse jwale re phela ko re ra survive me ha o sheba le mmuso especially bo masipale re batla o survive ka ho re qeteletse re ba entangled to diphoso tse ngata hona le batho ba tlamehile o fana ka ditshebeletso they are supposed to provide services ba hiretswe ntwe eno empa ya hona jwale o tlo fumana ba bangata ba iketlile ba dutsi ba bang ba di taverneng ba bang ba kae hobane o tolerate ntho hangwe o thintsha hloho bore a ke bone o ntse e bona o le supervisor mentwena ya fetoha e ba enorm e qeteletse le a culture ntwe hlokalang ho rona hona jwale ke culture e serious ya o serve harina yona harina culture ya o serve re na le culture ya o batla mosebetsi ya o batla o kgethuwa maro serve teng harina yona me ka obane o kena mono o mong o re ke balela tlala hanga etsa mo ke alright maro a tseba yena ntwana itletse moana na taba le setšhaba zana itletse fela gore a fumane cover etse a tswe botlaleng eo jwale bothata ba service delivery ha bo bakwe ke constitution e entse dintho tse ngata ya etsa o be le melawana e mengata e re thusang hore re tsebe at the heart ya ntho tsena kaofela ke motho empa motho ona not in isolation le society ore re gona ho build a society e ikemetseng jwang ntwena kaofela e qala ho motho as an individual and then end up influencer the family. From the family, if you have strong citizens, ba na le di values, ba ikemiseditseng ho sebedisa se ba nang le sona ho achieve dintho not only for themselves but for others kaofela ba sa iponing e le ena fela ring my success must mean something o batho ba ba you end up having stronger families. From stronger families, we have stronger communities, and we are able to build a better society. So, ntho tseno di a leka kaofela, di a compete, mme o bona dintho tsena tse etsahalang. Hona le ba bangata rona ba nahana hore ba bohlale bona. Hona le batho ba kenang mmuso. Ka salary ya hae o sana le dintho tse ngata tseo ha o re wa di sheba bo fumana hore a keke a di fumana ka salary ya hae o di entse ka entwe ke tšhelete eo e tlamehile be sebeletsa setšhaba jalo tshwantse o etswe di investigation o etswe dintho tsena kaofela gore fela o tlo fumanwe batho ba di cost more money more time when we could have done a lot in servicing our people. So I just wish one day we would have a session e buang ka rona, get into our being in the truest sense of the word, so that re ke re bone hore ba bang ba rona una le bontate ba se ba atametsa always say una le batho ba atametseng lebitla hona le batho ba santsane ba le twilight ya bophelo ba bona ba ba atametseng lebitla ba siela ba bang eng ba santsane ba le twilight ba siela ba soka ba tswalwa eng so a re sa elellwe ntweno kaofela hore ke le banda we will live I think mna se ke se etsang se alright for nna but I to see meleko e tla. So that's the problem because we are no longer planning Oyape. Ki planela di accolades. Lempono re ki a sebetsa hona jwale. Lempono re ki kgona ho bula ntho ki plano re ntwena e bulo kana go nna ke le santsane ke le stulo. But ha o batlo plana ntho e tla phelang beyond wena le dilemo tsa hao. So how's the long term? What's na maikemisetso a o pusha hore re tere achieve ntho eno ha re batla mangaung. Sheba fela hore o bile le ntho tse ngata una le the city on the move, the city of roses di ntse di ya kaofela. But ha o sheba plan ena 5 years e fedile o kena motho e mong kgawana le yona o etsa tsena. As a result ho ba le confusion le batho ba ikemiseditseng ho server ba kgathala tseleng. Because ha ba tsebe hore re lelekisa after 5 years ba bang batla ba ra re jekere kwa le santsane le jwalo ba bang ba khute ba ra re jekere kwa o qeteletse le wena o so sa tsebe what to do. Me o bona hore jwale batho ba rona ba se ba bona hore betere ba mpe ba iserve o mong are in the period e kena le matlana e rembe ke etse ntho tse betere for nna. And that is where our problem is. So we can't divorce service delivery, commitment to being the best in whatever we are. Le botho ba rona. Le hore ntwena ya hore re le ma Africa re a tseba hore ha je khonu exista outside ba bang. Ha je khonu exista ntle le ba bang. Re phela obane ba bang ba phela. Me aba bang ba shwa le nna ke tla shwa. Empa o nahana hore ke tla phela ke le mong ba bang ba tla me ba shebele ho nna o phela. Ha ona mo re ante jolo ka South Africa. So ntwe nka ikopang ho lona go hore bohle batho ba fuwang menyetla ha ba ka etsa bonnete ba hore ha ba sebeletse bona re tla kgona addressa dintho tsa service delivery ka tsela e nepahetseng. Empa attitude ya rona le rona haholo rona batho ba batsho, attitude ya rona ha se ka ba attitude ya hore ha ntho e sa etsale ka nako ena o bore o bo give up. Ha re emeng ka maoto re etse bonnete ba hore bohle ba tlamehile ho etsa dintho ha ba force ho etsa dintho tseno. Ha ba sa etse dintho tseno o tlamehile re etse bonnete ba hore batho ba jwalo ka nnete ba ntshuwa. So re ke ra dula re ntse re bua ntho e lengwe mona batho ba qeteletse ba re atjhe batho ke maka kganti batho ba sa batleng ho phethisa ke dintho tse. How do you explain a situation where a person ale betting asanile sick note a kupile ale spetlele mara supervisor ha be mo pale be mo signela ntho ya rona le overtime o bone normal le wena bo sa ibone le raw o khola tšhelete ya overtime o le spetlele o sa thowe. Where have you seen that e etsahala o bone normal o etsa dintho tse foundation ya rona le dintho tse di etsang ka di tšhelete tsa botsotsi di tsona tse bolaya malapa a rona. O feba bana ba o ka tšhelete ya botsotsi o aga lapa la o ka tšhelete ya botsotsi o etsa dintho tseno ka tšhelete ya botsotsi ka dillo tsa batho ba bang ha ona mo o isang teng bana ba hao ba ntse ba oketseya bobe bono le tseo tsa fela tse re di etsang. So we have in this society a kopaneng because batho ba bangata ba batla ho etsa dintho ka tšhelete ba sa sebeletsang ka dillo tsa batho ba bang at the expense of other people. So ha re ka khutla rona ra iketsetsa dintho kaofela ra etsa bonnete ba hore we serve our people, we contribute le rona mo re leng teng. Ha o tlamehile o patale bonkgono ba rona ba patala di services ka tšhelete ya grant ba di patala. Di professionals le ba bang ba na le bokgoni ba o patala ba patala di services empa ke bona ba pele ba shouta skunteri a sena ona di potholes hona le eng but ha ba patale di services. So ntwena e ka hohle nka responsibility ya hao o etse se o tlamehile o se etse ka mona ba phethise le bona hore dintho di etsahale. We can't be living obole normal or obona le motho hona jwale tsatsi lena ya toilet ya mokoti in the metro. It's something that ke ya tlamea o dumelo ha. Okay, wa ba le bana hona jwale le batho ba teng hona jwale in this society re ba feta mehlaina. Ona le batho ba robalang kantle ba robalang pavement day ke bana ba batho ba tswetswe bana ba but ba phela ka hara community e bata because we don't care re ba feta ha rena taba le bona horo lukise fela pelo ya ha wena o kana fana ka 2 rand o batla o feel good but bana most a rona robala o di matlo le lighter di hitara le etsa di ntho di ba ma di bethe di etsa e o bona bana so re tlameile o ba society se khathala me constitution ena rona mo elelo wa teng at the heart of this constitution is for all of us to care, is for all of us to avoid what happened in the past where we were treated as animals. It is calling on all of us to make sure that we serve our people in the best way that we can, to avoid the situation about Barona who suffered the way they suffered. So we can't be the liberators about Barona. Wrong. We can't. This is the betrayal. Yandintwa tselwa netsweng ke batho ba sho na le batho ba bangata amadi a bona qhalile rona ba phelang we are betraying them because re ipona re le betere ho feta batho ba ba re nahana we deserve better. There are families that's not the breadwinners because kantwa ena ya tokoloho. So I'm just asking all of you, let's do what we can do to serve this country and to serve humanity.
But those hands are welcome. I'm not the only one who was feeling it, the passion of the speaker in addressing the issues as raised. I am directed that this then constitute the end of this wonderful interaction, and we, on behalf of the legislature, wish to thank you for always honoring our invites, as and when we want to put a message to the people, of course, through you, a very important role that you guys are playing in ensuring that our people are given this important and necessary information, so that they take decisions about their own government and their own leadership as it regards to the development of their lives. I am directed also that the media is invited for coffee. It is still there on your way out. Until we meet again, thank you very much.
Thank you.